Thank you. Ben Lake.
Diolch, Mr Deputy Speaker. Others have already highlighted that the economic backdrop to the debate this evening is unrecognisable to the one envisioned only a few months ago, and it is likely that the coming months will bring further significant social and economic challenges. Before turning to discuss the challenges facing Ceredigion economy, I want to speak briefly to some of the amendments that have been tabled to this bill. The first, tabled in my name, relates to the government's proposal to increase research and development expenditure credit from 12 to 13%. Under this proposal, the net tax relief would rise by a mere 0.81% to only 10.5%. And so if the government wishes to increase productivity in a meaningful way, they should consider going further and increasing the credit to 15%. Furthermore, I would be interested to learn what plans the government have to redistribute funding beyond the Golden Triangle of the South East of England. Mr Deputy Speaker, I also support the cause of the WASPI campaign, and in particular their calls for emergency measures to be introduced to support the 1950s women who not only awaiting receipt of their state pension, but due to the disruption of COVID-19 are now in even greater financial difficulty. I also support amendments to this bill that would give legal protection for employees participating in employee share schemes from abuse by trustees, as occurred in the Road Chef case, and would like to put on record my appreciation of the work of the Honourable Member for Adrian Shotts on this issue. Although they will not be pushed this evening, I hope the government will consider these issues seriously and look to incorporate them in future measures. Now, although the past few weeks have demonstrated both the strength of society and its ability to respond to a crisis, we have also seen that the impact of COVID-19 will differ from person to person, between sectors of the economy, and between different countries and regions of the UK. Mr Deputy Speaker, I want to focus my remarks by urging the government to ensure that they consider these differences as they formulate economic support measures. The Institute for Fiscal Studies has identified some sectors as being particularly vulnerable to job losses in light of the response to COVID-19. And according to the ONS Business Register and Employment Survey, around 24% of employees in Ceredigion worked in one of these vulnerable sectors in 2018. This compares to 18% of employees in the rest of the UK. This might seem surprising to those who have not had the fortune of visiting Ceredigion, but according to a 2018 report by Universities Wales, the higher education sector generates up to 2,900 full-time equivalent jobs in the county, representing around 7.5% of total local employment. The sector has already proposed a package of measures that would ensure its survival, and I hope the government will reconsider it seriously. Agriculture, and in particularly the dairy sector, has experienced incredible volatility in recent weeks. Restrictions necessary to contain the spread of the virus have effectively closed the hospitality sector overnight. Existing processing and supply chains have unsurprisingly struggled to absorb such a significant and sudden shift in demand. The beef and lamb sector are not immune to these challenges either, and there is widespread concern that unless the government intervenes to support processors and to stabilise the incomes of the farmers worst hit, the next few weeks could inflict serious long-term damage to such a key sector in Ceredigion and indeed Wales, by dealing a heavy blow to its processing capacity, suffering just as much as the tourism and hospitality sector, which understandably was asked to close in order to help contain the COVID-19 outbreak. A survey conducted by Visit Wales of over 400 tourism businesses identified a number of concerns that need to be looked at closely. Businesses conveyed concerns about fixed costs, from bills and interest and loans already taken out, to the issue of refunding deposits and balances to customers. As with agriculture, the tourism and hospitality sector can be typified as seasonal, and in that regard, the lockdown could not have come at a worse time. To conclude, Mr Deputy Speaker, these businesses face the terrible prospect of a three-winter scenario, whereby they are closed for the summer months when they typically make their year's earnings, before being plunged into yet another winter. I hope the government can offer this sector, along with Welsh agriculture and higher education, some reassurances that bespoke support measures will be forthcoming to enable them to weather this storm.